as we turn right now to the story of Edwin Chota in his own words. He was a leading environmental activist and had been profiled in National Geographic. Shortly before his death, he called for greater protection from the government for communities such as his own and described how his life had been threatened.
It is a risk of life or death for us, because if I stand in front of them, in front of the loggers, to represent my community and say to them, "Sir, you have to leave because this is our land," it is a risk, and it has been this way for a while. They are loggers, they have arms, they have everything, and they are never going to pay attention to us. We know who they are and how they act, so we need the support of government institutions to protect the region at the border with Brazil.
That's Edwin Chota. He was killed in September along with Jorge Rios, Francisco Pineda, and Leoncio Quintisima. Well, here in Lima, I spoke with Chota's widow, Julia Perez, and with Ergilia Rengifo, the widow of Jorge Rios, about the assassinations and the work their husbands were doing. You're breastfeeding your baby. Can you tell me his name and when he was born?
His name is Edwin Tom Chota, Edwin Chota, and he was born on November 10th.
He is the baby of your slain husband, Edwin Chota?
Sí.
Julia, what should we know about your husband, Edwin Chota's work?
Él no trabajaba, sino él nomás se dedicaba haciendo gestiones por la comunidad.
Edwin was dedicated to the community of Soweto. He spent his whole life and all of his time in defending the community, coming here to Lima, going to Pucallpa, writing documents, bringing documents to the government agencies, and doing what he could for the community.
Ese era él su destino.
The community would support him here and there with a bit of money to help him out, but basically he just dedicated his life to the community and to obtaining our title.
Ergilia, you too lost your husband. You will soon be elected leader of your community. Talk about what happened on September 1st as you understand it. What happened to these four men?
Mi nombre es Ergilia Regijo López. Vengo de la comunidad Alto Tamayo, Soweto. Yo represento la comunidad de Soweto. Te voy a contar las historias como la que pasó.
My name is Ergilia Regijo López, and I'm here in Lima, and I'd like to tell you the reasons why we're here and why our husbands were killed.
Luchando por la comunidad. Y contra mí estamos luchando, a mi persona.
It saddens me greatly that these four leaders of our community of Alto Tamayo, Soweto, I'm one of the representatives of Soweto. It saddens me greatly that our four leaders, Edwin Chota, Jorge Rios Perez, Francisco, and Leoncio, were killed.
Se llama Leoncio. Eso me apena que han dejado los cuatro, lo que se han muerto los cuatro líderes.
It saddens me greatly because they leave a great hole, and they leave us as widows and their children without fathers. They fought for the conservation of their lands. They fought for their land rights, for their title. They repeatedly asked the government for their title. The government never paid any attention to them, despite multiple requests, and they also fought against illegal logging on our lands.
Who killed them?
Son los taladores ilegales, colones, los brasileños.
The people who killed our husbands were illegal loggers, Brazilians, who operate in that region, who we've denounced multiple times, but the government does nothing to stop the situation that's going on there. We protect our forests. We depend on our forests for fish, for for the resources that are in the forest. We don't live in the city, we don't go to the supermarket. That is where we get what we need to live. We take care of the rivers, because if you cut all the trees, the rivers dry up. So we protect the forest, so that the rivers where we get our fish, where we use the water that we depend on.
Los ríos, y eso nomás también cuidado, por eso nosotros queríamos titular para proteger eso, y eso es nuestra vida de nosotros. El agua es de nosotros en tu vida, eso tomamos, por eso nosotros vivimos. Y el árbol también, nosotros, por eso ese aire fresco no es contaminado. Y eso, escuchando que hablaban de la COP, a mí me apena, y eso yo quiero que me apoyen.
So that's why we have come here to the COP, is to ask for support to protect our forests, and first of all to title our lands. We're asking the government to title our lands, but it hasn't paid attention to us. But that's what we're here to request.
A mí me apena, yo soy Ashen, que netamente he nacido ahí, yo no vení de otro país, yo vivo ahí. Ahí nacido, ahí se ha muerto mi abuelo, y están desabandonados mi comunidad. A mí me apena matar.
We also are asking for pensions because our families have been left without support. Our husbands have been killed, and we need support. I have 6 children. I need to feed them. I need to get them what they need. So this kind of support from the government is what we need.
Plantas, ¿no? Por eso nosotros queríamos eso, que nos apoyen eso, nosotros que nos dé, por ejemplo, tengo yo 6 hijos que están estudiando, ¿quién le va a comprar su cuaderno?
Virgilia Rengifo and Julia Perez, their husbands Edwin Chota and Jorge Rios, were killed in September, along with 2 other Peruvian environmental activists. That does it for our broadcast today. As we wrap up today's program, we'll be bringing you broadcasts throughout the week from the UN Climate Summit. It's called COP20, the Conference of Parties, the binding summit next year in Paris, France. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Renee Feltz, Aaron Mate, Nermeen Sheikh, Steve Martinez, Sam Alkoff, Hani Massoud, Robbie Karen, Dina Guzder, Amy Littlefield, Mike DeFilippo and Miguel Noguera are engineers. Special thanks to Becca Staley, Julie Crosby, Clara Ibarra, Andres Contreras, Dennis Moynihan, Hugh Grand, Jessica Lee, David Prude. And our website is democracynow.org. There you can see all of our coverage of climate change, from the People's Climate March in September, our 3-hour broadcast special, everything leading up to today, as well as our past coverage of the climate summits, from Copenhagen to Cancun, from Doha to Durban, as well as the People's Summit that took place in Bolivia. We're here all week in Lima, Peru. DemocracyNow.org has the podcast, the video, and the audio, as well as our transcripts. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks so much for joining us.